Everyone has experienced when someone is following you, especially behind you, and you don't know what to do with it. Well, that's the topic of my speech. Fear. Most of us know fear because we experience it. But I realize that many of us don't really understand how fear really works and how to make fear to your advantage. And so for tonight, I'll be sharing with you the basics of fear, how it works, what are the possible limitations that fear will bring about to you, as well as some of the things that you can do to help you use fear to your advantage to address situations and problems. Firstly, what is fear? My psychology textbook defines fear as the innate response to something that is threatening and dangerous. In other words, you feel fear when there's a bear in front of you. Yes, because, well, for obvious reasons. And excuse me. And this fear triggers a response of fight and flight, which means the choice of whether to run or to fight. And this is important in science that this feeling of fear helps us to make a split-second decision on what you want to do, and in emergencies you won't have any time to think. And thus this will help to increase our chances of survival in times of peril. Well, another aspect of fear that all of us should know is that actually fear can help us in another way, which is it will improve our potential of success by so-called pumping us up. What do I mean? Our body is governed by two nervous systems, the central nervous system and the autonomous nervous system. And the autonomous nervous system is govern our body movement. So what happens when we feel fear is that our body will release hormones that will help to pump up our movement, and thus we will fight either fight more strongly or run more faster. Yeah, run faster. And so this helps us to increase our chances of survival in times of peril. However, we need to understand that fear may not be as relevant as before. What do I mean? Take for example, in the olden time, let me bring you back to history, to a time of cavemen. Yes. How do cavemen survive? They go out to their cave, hunt for wild animals for food and skin. And when there's a saber-tooth tiger over there, oh no, what should I do? A quick reflex and quick decision is important for its survival, as it can choose to either fight with all its might or run away for its life. Fast forward to present era, well, there's no more saber-tooth tiger. And the real danger that we are facing us every day is not about being chased by predators, but it's about fast cars, it's about pollution, as well as lying politicians. and thus, all these problems need cool, rational thinking in order for you to face them. And all this can't be solved by just a quick snap of decision making that our emotion brings up. And thus, and again, may I give you this example? Well, all of us know, all of us fear snakes. But most of us don't fear jaywalking. We do jaywalk. But do you not know that jaywalking kills more than 10 times than snake bites do? And thus, in this case, fear has not been able to adapt to what we are really facing now what our present most dangerous situations that we are facing all day long. And thus, we need to have cool and rational thinking in order for us to face a lot of these problems in our decision-making process. But of course, fear is not totally irrelevant. And we can make use of fear to help us perform and to help us survive in many situations. For example, this first way I would like to share with you is, actually, as I described just now, fear improves our response, it improves our physical powers. And one of the ways it does that is to improve our focus. You can't be afforded to be distracted when you're being chased by a bear. Likewise, you can't afford to be distracted when I give you a picture of all of you. So, and of course I'm feeling a bit fearful now, but I'm learning to be able to draw this fear into energy that I can use to engage the audience. That's one way you can use fear. The second way is, which is one of the most important ways of using fear. Do not be afraid of fear. If you are afraid of fear, it will end up like, firstly, you won't be able to use fear as an automatic response to many of the dangers around you. And secondly, if you're afraid of fear, you won't be able to think rationally to how to solve problems. And thus, you're stuck. And which will eventually lead to your doom. And so, try to let go in a sense that try to learn how to use fear wherever it's appropriate. In a sense, if it's a critical situation, just let your body do the talking rather than let your consciousness do the talking. Because you won't have time to think about things. Just let your body do a job. So in conclusion, well, I want to share with you, I want to emphasize that fear is not, fear is very useful, it's still a very important partner to our daily lives in terms of survival. And only we can make use of it properly such that we can able to excel in whatever we do, as well as being survived in any harsh parent environment that we are able to face. And by that, we can unleash our full potential that our consciousness are not able to give us. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you.